The views and opinions expressed in this broadcast do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions of WBGR Network.
Welcome to Let's Talk Money with KC. I'm KC, Karen Baker, your CEO and founder of KC Baker and Associates, and I have a insurance brokerage firm here in the Washington metropolitan area. I have two offices, one here at the National Harbor and one in Tyson's Corner, Virginia. I am bringing to you today an amazing guest. And he's going to kind of go over some of the great things that he does, whether you are a professional, just a professional, a business professional, or a business owner. So before I actually introduce him, I want to kind of go over with you the purpose of Let's Talk Money with KC. Let's Talk Money with KC really is a platform that allows you to get educated surrounding money, the purpose of it, how you can actually create generational wealth. So the guests that come on the show will help you, whether you are a college student, whether you are retired already, whether you're thinking about going into your retirement within the next year or two, whether you are just kind of thinking, oh my goodness, how do I save for the future? So the guests will bring all this information that will help you kind of put these pieces together. So if you go back and you look at some of the shows, you'll see shows on retirement, you'll see shows on life insurance, the type of life insurance that you need for your specific situation. You'll see information on real estate for those who want to create their legacy through buying real estate. You'll also see things on title companies and, the purpose of the title, what you should do, how you should go about it, as well as just business continuation, business succession. Who do you need to get in contact with? The sources. So this platform is a wealth of sources that will allow you to move into this era of money. Everybody's idea of money is different. So this platform allows you to kind of pick and choose and say, you know what, I want to speak with the young lady that talked about credit a couple of weeks ago and what I need to do to get my credit to a certain platform, a certain place, whether it's personal or business. So again, if you're tuning in on WBGR and you are on Facebook Live, like the show, share it with someone. This could help someone. It may not specifically help you in your current situation, but it may help someone. Now, we're also on Roku TV, Apple TV, Fire Stick TV. Okay, again, if you're on Facebook Live, make sure that you hit like and you share. Okay, so today's show, this gentleman by the name of Leroy Allen, who is the CEO and founder of the Life Enhancement Coaching Institute. I'm going to have him give you a lot of information. We're going to get to know Leroy in a few minutes, okay? But I want to say that, we were just talking a few minutes ago about how we met. And I said, we actually connected online a couple of years ago. And, he was like, what, that's a possibility, but I don't remember. Right. We connected a couple of years ago on LinkedIn, actually. And we just met a couple of months ago and realized that, one, we had a lot in common. Our backgrounds are similar. And we really both have this mission and this passion to share information and to help businesses, professionals to get to their next level. So I thought it was really, really befitting to have him on the show so that he can go over everything that he has done that has kind of led up to where he is now, how he started the Life Enhancement Consulting Group, LLC, how all of that came into fruition, and to go over his background and just kind of share what the Institute is all about and how that can help when they're talking about money, because it's all good to have money, it's all good to create this generational wealth, but it's about balance, it's about mind, body, and soul, it's about development, it's about personal development, it's about business development. And so we have to make sure that we put all these pieces together so that when it's all said and done and we look back, we know that our journey was there for a purpose and we can actually help another person, whether it is a business person, an entrepreneur, your children, your grandchildren, so that we're in a position to give this sound information that will go on for generations to come. So again, if you're watching this via Facebook Live, make sure that you like, you share. If you're on any of the other platforms, please make a phone call. Let people know that this is the show not to miss. And what will happen is soon as we come back from this break, this commercial break, I will introduce you to the man himself, Leroy Allen from the Enhancement Coaching Institute. So we'll be right back. Hello, my name is Karen Baker, founder and owner of Casey Baker and Associates. Casey Baker and Associates focuses on promoting financial security through ensuring financial wellness. Our vision is to foster financial wellness by serving the community, teaching wealth-building strategies to all communities, and developing mentorship programs for the young individuals. Casey Baker and Associates takes an educational approach so that everyone in the community can understand the concepts that help to improve financial literacy. As a financial advisor with over 2 decades of experience, I plan to use my expertise to serve you and your financial wellness needs. I am an established author of business and financial articles. This includes writing articles for It's Your Business Quarterly magazine for over 10 years. I also served as the ambassador for the Prince George's County Chamber of Commerce for many years. I am a certified financial education instructor and business leader who is ready to work with you and the wealth-credentialed Casey Baker and Associates team to help you achieve your financial goals. Join us so we can help you, like we have helped thousands of others by connecting with us at www.caseybakerandassociates.com. Welcome back to Let's Talk Money with KC. I'm Casey, Karen Baker, your host for the show, and I am so excited about my guest today. And Mr. Leroy Allen is here. He is the CEO and founder of the Life Enhancement Coaching Institute.
Yep.
And as I was telling you guys earlier that we've met a couple of years ago online, and it just within the last couple of months we sat down and we spoke to each other and realized that we have a lot in common. We've done a lot of the same things. Our backgrounds are very, very similar.
Absolutely.
And I thought that, my mission, my vision on being able to help people and making sure that we get them to the next level, whatever that is for them, whatever that picture looks like for them.
Absolutely.
That having you on the show was just really befitting.
Yes.
And so I want our viewers to kind of get to know you today, Leroy.
Of course,
okay?
of course.
And so, who is Leroy? Tell us a little bit about you. Tell us about your background.
All right.
Just give us some information about who you are.
All right. Well, first of all, before we get started with me, I want to thank you for the invite. I want to thank you for the embrace, and the embrace has been special since the time I walked in the door, so it is indeed my pleasure to be here.
Thank you very much.
Who is Leroy Allen? That's a very interesting question, but one I feel, committed to answer. I'm that guy, who heard people say, what is he going to amount to? Or even, I don't know what he's going to amount to.
Okay.
So whether it was something that was answered or something that was said, it was very, very, very loud.
Okay.
So that means I heard it.
Okay.
I heard it.
Okay.
And of course, some of those who either said it or asked that question, it was probably very fitting for the time, considering the unfair behavior that I brought to either my family or persons in the community.
Okay.
And the kind of unfair behavior that led me to getting put out of high school.
Okay.
And so much so that I can remember, just like it was yesterday, the principal calling my grandmother, because I grew up in a house with my grandparents and my mother, calling my grandmother and saying to her, come and get him.
Oh my goodness.
Come and get him. Come and get him.
Okay.
And sure enough, my grandmother did just that. She came and got me, and of course she's upset. When I got home, though, when I got home,
Oh my
Karen,
goodness. Oh my
when
goodness.
I got home, when I got home, my grandfather met me at the door, and he said to me, he says, since you don't want to go to school, you have to find a job, and you got 2 weeks to do it. You got 2 weeks, Karen. That's what you got.
Oh my
you got
goodness.
2 weeks to find a job. And in moving forward, I go through the process of looking for a job. And every morning that my grandfather got up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning to go to work, guess what he did, Karen? He came in my room and woke me up too, whether I had some place to go or not. Whether I had some place to go or not, he came in and woke me up too. He said, because in his mind, he said, well, if it's 2 men in the house, ain't no sense of you being the only one that ain't doing something. It ain't no sense of you being that, and you ain't gonna be that. So I go through that process. I get a job.
Okay.
Karen, I'm working at Chicken George. I'm cooking chicken.
Oh my goodness.
I'm cooking chicken. And I recall to this day, I'm cooking chicken. I'm at work. It's a summer day, Karen. And the manager said unto me, I'm going to paint the outside of the store. I'm going to paint it, is what he said. And along with that, he said, I want you to get up on that pole, and I want you to paint that pole. Now, Karen, it's a summer day. I'm dark complected. So therefore, there are certain colors don't look right on dark people.
Oh my goodness.
There are certain colors that don't look right on dark complected people.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm up there and I'm painting this pole.
Okay.
And where I was working, it was about 20 minutes from where I live. So my friends, they were on the bus. They were on their way to Towson at the time. And they were laughing at me while I was painting. But boy, I'm going to tell you, Karen, they shouldn't have never allowed me to come down off that pole. They shouldn't have never allowed me to do it. Because when I came down off that pole, off that ladder, and my feet hit the ground, I said, I will never get up on another pole another day in my life.
Oh my goodness.
I tell you, Karen, from that point, I don't know what transpired within my grandmother, but I'm very thankful to this very day. She took me back to the same school that put me out.
Okay.
And told them, you have to put him back in school.
Okay.
I mean, it was probably within about 2 to 3 weeks thereafter that. And this was in spite of being removed from school for almost a full year.
Wow.
Right? So my grandmother takes me back, and I recall the principal looking at me and saying unto me, why should I let you in here? And I said, well, because my education is important to me. Just like that. Just like that. So now they let me back in.
Okay.
They let me back in.
Okay.
And I'm going through the process, and my aunt, which her name was Charlene Davis, she had a very high level of influence over me. And she said unto me, you need to go and talk to your guidance counselor.
Okay.
I go and I talk to my guidance counselor, just like my aunt told me to do. And when I went to talk to her, she said, I have a plan for you. And if you work it, you can graduate from the 11th grade rather than the 12th grade. And the plan went like this, Karen. She said, you have to go to school, not just Monday through Friday. You have to go to school on Saturday as well. You also have to go to summer school. And you also have to commit yourself to doing community service.
Okay.
All things in which I've done. And it put me in a position to graduate from high school in the 11th grade rather than the 12th grade. And nobody in my family has ever done that.
Well, amen.
Nobody in my family has ever done that.
Amen.
So now, as I'm moving forward through that process, I stepped into what I call a phase of rebellion.
Okay.
Which to this day I regret, because I took away the opportunity from my grandparents to see their grandson at his very best. And the reason why I stepped into that place of rebellion, Karen, was simply because I heard too much of the same thing, and it was very loud.
Right.
Meaning,
Right.
I don't know
Right.
what he's going to become,
Right.
or is he going to amount to anything.
That's
and so
right.
all this became like a ping pong match to
Right,
me,
right.
or a tennis match, if I could say, to me, in that regard.
Okay.
And so here now, I graduate from high school, and guess what I did through the rebellion phase of it? I went to the guidance counselor and the principal, and I said unto them, something happened in my family, it's an emergency, and I can't walk across the stage. You have to give me my high school diploma now. What they didn't know, Karen, even till this day, is that I lied. And the reason why I lied is because I heard too much of the same thing going round, going twice. And that is, I don't know what he's going to amount to, if he's going to amount to anything at all. I don't know in that regard. That's who Leroy Allen is. In fact, I have a book that's coming out in 2020 called Unplugged Potential. And the first chapter of that book is titled Position to Reposition Yourself Towards the Great.
Most definitely.
And it's very relatable to the experience that I had moving from high school to college and
Okay.
beyond to all the other schools that I have went through or went to
Right.
at this very point in time.
Okay.
And every now and then again, Karen, every now and then again, every year, I go to a particular file that I have in my house, and I look through that file, and I see my high school diploma, I see my degree, and all these certifications and licenses that I have,
Okay.
and I say to myself, they said that I would never. They said that I was, and in spite of the fact that some of the behavior was unfair behavior
Most
coming from me.
definitely. Most definitely.
And some of it right about now, Karen, if you said unto me, did you do that? I would tell you no. And what it goes to show is that you just can't put a label on nobody. You can't put them in a box.
No, you can't.
As it relates to how you met them or certain behaviors.
No, you
you have to
can't.
give people a chance to grow.
You do. And we also have to be careful of our psyche and who we let in our circle.
Yes.
And who we let in our head.
That's exactly right.
Because it's very dangerous to be around the negative.
That's exactly right.
You know, so that's something that I always tell my agents is that you have to make sure of the circle that you're around, it has to be positive.
Yes,
You
that's
know,
correct.
That negative energy takes so much away from you.
It takes so much away
you
from
know,
you.
and it wastes time. I say
Indeed.
that's the devil's brain,
Yeah.
of being able to get you to kind of throw you off your guard, to throw you off
Yeah.
your game.
Yeah, that's
you
exactly
know?
right. How about that? Because I can tell you, as a business owner, Karen, I can tell you one of the catchphrases or the phrases that pays that we give special attention to within the Life Enhancement Consulting Group and the Life Enhancement Coaching Institute is your business and your life will go in the direction of your thoughts.
Most definitely. Most definitely. So now, you've told us a little bit about Leroy.
Yeah.
What's your background, Leroy? How have you gotten
wow.
to all this, to kind of
Yeah.
recap it? Give us some snippets of your background.
I will certainly do that, and it's indeed my pleasure to do. My background started in the real estate industry.
Okay.
In fact, the last 20 years of my life has been operating and flowing through entrepreneurship. It started in the real estate industry where obviously I had to start as a real estate agent.
Okay.
I went from a real estate agent to becoming a real estate broker.
Okay.
I went from a real estate broker to becoming a mortgage broker.
Okay.
I went from a mortgage broker to becoming an insurance and finance broker
Okay.
in that regard.
Okay.
And so I've had the opportunity to work for the Long and Fosters of the world. I had an opportunity to work for Toll Brothers. I had an opportunity to work for Patriot Homes and Lennar Homes. And I had an opportunity of running my own insurance company called Farmers, where I served as the agency principal of Farmers
Okay.
Insurance Company.
Okay.
And somewhere in the mix of the experience with Farmers, I came to a place,
Okay.
and it was a very defining place for me, Karen,
Okay.
where I looked and I said, I want to do more consulting and teaching. I want to do that. That's my passion, and I'm going to go all in as it relates to it. And when I looked at that, what the possibilities were with it, I said, I can do this.
Okay.
I can do this because I can I can do anything that I put my mind
Most
to.
definitely.
And
Most definitely.
my experience in high school allowed me to believe that and to know that about Leroy Allen, is that I can do anything I put my
Most
mind to.
definitely.
There are no limits here.
None.
In that regard.
None.
And so I moved through that process. And what I've come to learn moving into consulting and teaching is that, Karen, the language is the same.
Okay.
So what that means is this. I, through an intake sheet when I was working in finance and real estate and mortgages and insurance and all of those things, through an intake sheet, was taking in information from people. And as I'm taking in information from them, I'm showing them strategies and concepts and just simply saying to them that there is a definite new way and a different way and a more excellent way of doing everything that you do.
Okay.
And here today, that's exactly what I'm doing today. I'm strategizing, I'm concepting, and I'm giving people an answer and saying that that answer is there is a more excellent way of doing any and everything that you do.
Okay.
Which brings me to mind something that my spiritual mother told me some years ago, and even telling it to me to this day, if I could say. She said, Leroy, no matter what you do, no matter where you are, no matter where you're going, there's a right way, a wrong way, and a more excellent way of doing everything that you
Most
do.
definitely.
She said, the moment that you lose sight of that, I want you to come have a conversation with me, because then you're going to be in trouble. That's exactly what she told me.
Most definitely. Okay, so then that brings me into the Life Enhancement Coaching Institute.
Yeah.
Tell me about the Institute, the purpose, some of the courses, how you got to that place from the agent, the real estate agent, to the broker, to the life insurance agent, to the principal owner of the company. How did that all get you to the place where you're like, you know what, I need to create this concept that will help other people? So tell us about the Life Enhancement
Coaching Institute. Okay. Well, the Life Enhancement Coaching Institute was formed. We started the norming and forming process.
Okay.
You know what that's all about. We started the norming and the forming process in 2013.
Okay.
2013. And as and it came by way of a school that I went to called the Dale Carnegie Professional Public Speaking and Leadership School, which is also a school that Warren Buffett went to.
Okay.
Obviously different times, but he's a graduate of that very same school. And through that school, I learned, or one of the things that they taught me, they said, Leroy, whatever you speak on, whatever you teach on, make certain that you have a right to do it.
Right.
Which means that you either have experienced it or you have learned it in that regard. And so I took that same mindset into the Life Enhancement Coaching Institute.
Okay.
And there, through that mindset, there was a birthing period that came in through that as related to me. A birthing period.
Okay.
And that birthing process was what brought me into becoming a certified life coach. It brought me into becoming an executive leadership coach. It brought me into becoming a Christian development coach. It brought me into becoming a professional speaker. And through that process, as well as going to 5 different schools within the last 6 years, it brought me to the place of offering those same courses.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so now tell me, what advice and encouragement would you give to an emerging entrepreneur and leader?
If it's one level of encouragement that I would give to an emerging entrepreneur, I would say unto you, take on the mindset of developing leadership presence. Leadership presence. And here's what I mean when I say take on the mindset of developing leadership presence. To have leadership presence, Karen, means that I have presence of mind. I have presence of being. I have presence of relationships. I have presence of communication, which gives me self-mastery.
Okay.
Self-mastery, in return, leads me to having supreme confidence.
Okay.
Now, Karen, you have been in meetings with high-level achievers,
Most definitely.
mid-level achievers. And it's one person in that whole room that comes through that room with their charisma, with their energy, that captivates that entire room.
Right.
That person has leadership presence.
Most definitely.
And what people don't see is the work, the homework that this person comes into agreement with day after day, week after week.
That's true.
Because again, it's about self-mastery.
Yes, it is.
And if it's one thing that an entrepreneur / leader must have as a characteristic, it is confidence.
Most definitely.
Where is your confidence level at?
Most definitely.
Where is it? Because if in fact that you don't have confidence in you, guess what? Nobody else will. Nobody else will.
That's right.
And if you allow people to put a period behind your name rather than a comma,
my goodness.
and you and I both know a comma indicates the pause.
Right.
Now,
It
if you
does.
allow people to put a period behind your name rather than a comma, you will never get there. And you know how I know that? Because when I was going through my phase, because that's all it was a phase.
Of course.
When I was going through my phase in high school and they put me out, they wanted to put a period behind my name, but no, my grandmother said, move the period and put a comma there.
That's right. And you know, it's interesting because people see in business, even, personally, they can see how much confidence or lack thereof you have
of course.
When you walk through the door.
Oh, of course.
And as an entrepreneur, we're all in sales.
Yeah.
Even though people say, I'm not in sales. But if you're an entrepreneur, you're in sales.
Oh, you're in sales.
And when you walk through that door,
that's right.
You have to demand.
That's exactly right.
The presence.
You have to demand it.
You do.
You have to demand it.
If you don't have it already, that's where you come in because of that, the personal as well as business development.
Right.
And some people just have it.
That's right.
Some people are just kind of born with it and they kind of walk through it and, God kind of puts their, his touch on you and you just kind of move through
Absolutely.
it. But there are people who really need the help.
Oh, of course. Of course. Of course. When I look at entrepreneurship, I define entrepreneurship in two different ways.
Okay.
All right. The first way of which I define it is to say that entrepreneurship is the representation of an opportunity, and the best opportunity is availability.
Okay.
It is within the entrepreneur's level of commitment.
Most definitely.
That he or she comes to the understanding that everything concerning them is a practice that leads to progress.
That's true.
Now, where we come from, Karen, they used to tell us practice make perfect. I stopped saying that. Because if I got to live up to be perfect, I failed already. I already failed.
Oh, my goodness.
I already failed, Karen. I already failed.
Okay.
So he or she has to come to that place of understanding that everything concerning them is a practice that leads to progress. If you look at an athlete right now, you and I both know that he or she must practice. Consistently. He or she must practice. And it's through their level and their commitment to practice that he or she comes into contact with their market value.
Very, very true. Very, very true.
So no, I ain't in the business as an entrepreneur of exchanging hours for dollars. I'm in the business of you paying me what I'm worth.
Most definitely. And that's where that whole engagement of that practice and consistency and learning and going through your journey and always trying to better yourself and making sure that you surround yourself with people who have been there, done that, so that you can get that knowledge. And
that's right.
It's all about that journey of continuation, if you will.
Continuation.
It's all about that journey of continuation. But before we go to the next step, we're going to take a commercial. Give me a couple of seconds, and you all will be right back with Mr. Leroy Allen, and then I will go into some of the services that he actually is doing within the Institute that everybody needs. So bear with us, and we'll be right back. Hello, my name is Karen Baker, founder and owner of Casey Baker & Associates. Casey Baker & Associates focuses on promoting financial security through ensuring financial wellness. Our vision is to foster financial wellness by serving the community, teaching wealth building strategies to all communities, and developing mentorship programs for the young individuals. Casey Baker and Associates takes an educational approach so that everyone in the community can understand the concepts that help to improve financial literacy. As a financial advisor with over 2 decades of experience, I plan to use my expertise to serve you and your financial wellness needs. I am an established author of business and financial articles. This includes writing articles for It's Your Business Quarterly magazine for over 10 years. I also served as the ambassador for the Prince George's County Chamber of Commerce for many years. I am a certified financial education instructor and business leader who is ready to work with you and the wealth-credentialed Casey Baker and Associates team to help you achieve your financial goals. Join us so we can help you, like we have helped thousands of others by connecting with us at www.caseybakerandassociates.com. Welcome back to Let's Talk Money with KC and my amazing guest today, Mr. Leroy Allen from the Life Enhancement Coaching Institute. And prior to commercial, we were talking about entrepreneurship and where we need to be, our mindset, and being able to be constantly consistent with our journey and learning, and it's a process of learning.
Yes.
And how this is so befitting is because when I looked at your website and I went down some of the services that you have, you have things like personal growth, professional development, relationship coaching, communication skills, confidence and personal power, inner peace, achieving balance, health and weight issues, as well as organization and products and services.
Yes.
And your services helps the entrepreneur really, when I talk about making sure mind, body, and soul.
Yes, that's
and
right.
there has to be a balance.
Oh, without question.
And many of us, and I have, I'm definitely one of those that when we get into the groove,
Yes.
when we're in our grind, somebody has to say, okay, you need to kind of take a step back.
Oh, absolutely.
Because if you don't take a step back, then, you can get sick, and then you're going to be down for a couple of months, and then that's going to really affect you. So it's all about having that balance. So
Indeed.
Tell me about a couple of these services and why it's so befitting for the entrepreneur to make sure that they have this lesson, this journey of learning as it relates to some of your services.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, the second way of which I define entrepreneurship is to say that entrepreneurship is also an intellectual sport.
Okay.
So your business and your life will go in the direction of your thoughts in that regard.
Okay.
There's a script that says, so as a man thinketh, so is he, in that regard. And as it relates to business practices, right, we have to become committed to the fact that we are lifetime learners.
Exactly.
We are lifetime learners. And to come into the acknowledgement that you are a lifetime learner, you are also saying that you are a problem solver.
Right.
You're saying you're a problem solver. In fact, I believe to this very day that one of the characteristics that an entrepreneur must have or must come into agreement with, should I say, is that he or she is willing to travel through uncertain territory.
Most definitely.
Uncertain territory. He or she must be willing to lose it all in order to win.
And that's a big one.
That's a big one.
That's
a big one. Because what we say is this, Karen, without risk, there is no opportunity.
Right.
And he or she must be willing to charter through uncharted territory.
Most definitely.
You must be willing, in particular at this day and time, Karen, I believe through my own experience, you have to be willing to just simply be radical about what it is that you say you want.
That's very true. That's very true. Before you go on to the next point, let our viewers know who you are, how they can get in contact with you,
Yes.
website, telephone number,
All right.
where you're located.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. Once again, my name is Leroy Allen of the Life Enhancement Consulting Group and the Life Enhancement Coaching Institute. For all information concerning me, you can go to leroyallen.net or you can go to lifeenhancementconsultinggroup.com, and we are located in PG County.
Wonderful. So continue now. This entrepreneur must be able to willingly go through the ups and downs.
Yes, they have to be willing to go through the ups and downs without allowing it to change them.
That's a hard one right there.
Hard one. Without allowing it to change them. Because you see, here's how it goes. As entrepreneurs and as leaders, the one thing that we want is momentum. Because momentum gives us access.
It does.
It gives us access.
It does.
So though it may not come in the immediate, we have to align ourselves with the fact that there is present tense money and there is future money.
Most definitely.
We have to align ourselves with that.
Right.
And to live as an entrepreneur through uncertainty, what that means is, Karen, you and I may make $20,000 today or this month, but we might make $5,000 the next month.
And you have to be okay with that.
And you have to be okay with
That's
that.
That's right.
Now I'm going to go just a little bit deeper. You may not make nothing at all.
And we've been there too. We have been there, done that. We have been there and done that. And it's okay because you know, while you're on your grind, it's a consistent journey.
Yes.
And you're figuring out different ways to compound your effort.
Right. That's right, to compound your effort. And let me tell you about us as entrepreneurs. Let me tell you. You want to know wwho we really are?
Oh my goodness.
Put my back up against the wall and I'm going to show you some things.
Oh yeah.
And not only am I going to show it to you, I'm going to show it to myself.
Yeah.
Because I owe it to myself.
Yeah.
Because I figure it to be like this. If I'm going to live in my future, it may as well be one that I planned.
And that you enjoy and that you like and you love.
And that I like and I love.
You have to. You have to love it. You know,
yes.
That's where your grind, your daily grind, doesn't seem like work.
That's exactly right.
Because I love what I do. You love what you do.
That's exactly right,
So
Karen.
it doesn't matter whether you work 2 hours a day or 15 hours a day, or you don't sleep and you're traveling to your next appointment. If you don't love what you do,
right? How about that?
Then it's going to be a chore. It's not going to be something that you are willing to share the information.
That's exactly right.
And bring someone else along.
Right.
You know, because right now it's about helping others.
That's exactly
get to the
right.
place where we are. Not to say that we are any place different than anybody else.
That's right.
But when you're at a level of comfort,
yes,
whether you're making $5,000 a month, or you're making $35,000 a month, or you're making $105,000 a month,
that's
whatever,
right.
because everybody's comfort level
is different. That's exactly right, without question.
Level of comfortability,
yeah,
as that business leader, as that entrepreneur,
yes,
as that boss,
yes,
you know, then it shifts to sharing the information, making sure that you're pulling people to get to wherever they're trying to get to, and that is so important.
It's
giving
very
back.
important. It's
Giving
very,
back.
very, very important.
So let me ask you, what does an entrepreneur do to maintain and keep their focus?
They have to go through a period, take moments in time to go through what I call reflective moments.
Okay.
Because if it's one thing that reflection will do, it will give you a familiar feeling.
Yes,
and a feeling that you like, a feeling that you enjoy.
Right.
And so therefore, if it gives you a feeling that you like and a feeling that you enjoy, why would you not want that again?
Very true.
When we talk about and teach goal attainment, we center that around talking to the client about past feelings that they've had as related to obtaining, whether it's their personal goals / professional, or organizational goals.
Okay.
And we do that through a formula called the PPS. The first P stands for present tense. The second P stands for positive, and the S stands for specific and measurable. These are all things that we teach within the Life Enhancement Coaching Institute and the Life Enhancement Consulting Group.
Okay.
So through reflective measures is what we call it. You look back and you see there are times when you just had a wonderful time. And it infused good times and happy times in your life.
Okay.
And in return, you want to associate yourself with that feeling again.
Yes. Very
Right?
true. Very true.
And through that, if it infused good times and happy times in your life, we're saying allow the same thing to happen again. So in return, guess what? You can infuse good times and happy times in the lives of other people.
You know what? But that takes practice.
It does.
Because I can remember many, many years ago, when you are thinking that you're going to get a certain deal or a certain client, or you're expecting to have a certain amount of money hit your account.
Yeah.
Okay, and then that doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen.
And as an entrepreneur, that happens it's up and down, up and down, up and
Of
down.
course.
You have to be okay with that.
Yeah.
You have to know your purpose. See,
You can say that again.
you have to know your purpose.
Yes, indeed.
When you are truly walking, standing in your purpose, there is nothing
Nothing.
that no one could say.
Nothing.
There's nothing, no amount of up and down, that's going to change your vision.
That's correct. That's
And
correct.
so the focus as an entrepreneur
Yes.
kind of also will let you know whether that's what you really should be doing or not. Because you can be focused on something,
Indeed.
but if it's not your purpose, if it's
Yes.
not your God-given gift, and that's what I say all the time, if it's not your God-given gift,
Very well received.
if it's not your God-given gift,
Right.
then you can have those questions about,
Yes.
should I be doing this?
Right.
God, what am I doing? Is this the right place for me?
Yes, indeed.
So that focus
Yes.
has a lot of variables within it.
It does. It does.
It
Without a
has
shadow
lot
of a doubt.
variables within it.
Karen, if I could share this right quickly.
Okay.
I was teaching at a college about 2 or 3 months ago in Virginia, teaching entrepreneurship and leadership.
Okay.
And it was a room full of sophomores.
Okay.
All right. And one of the sophomores said unto me, Mr. Allen, I understand that all I need really to start a business is just have an idea.
Okay.
All right. And I literally had to bite down on my bottom lip to keep from crying because that's far from the truth in that regard. And then as it relates to me, it's far from the truth. And here's what I mean. I said to him, I said, no. I said, I would want to ask you to do this. And in fact, I want to ask everybody in this room who aspires to be an entrepreneur to do this thing here.
Okay.
I want you to go get a job, a sales job, that is,
Okay.
paying 100% commission. And I want you to work that job for 6 months to a year. And which means that you're going to be working through a level of uncertainty in that regard.
Most definitely.
And when the bill collector comes and you don't know how you're going to pay your rent, you don't know how you're going to pay your mortgage if it's that, you don't know how you're going to pay your car note, you don't know how you're going to pay your insurance, and you don't know how you're going to pay your staff, then I want you to come back to me and I want you to tell me if you need just more than an idea.
Okay.
So now, the whole room, Karen, got quiet. I mean, it was so quiet in that room, you could hear a penny drop on the floor. That's how quiet that room got. Because entrepreneurship, in my mind, Karen, as the older generation before us would say, is not made for everybody.
No, it's not.
Now, just because whether it's you and I or someone under the sound of our voice or someone that's in view of us call themselves entrepreneurs or have the title of an entrepreneur, that does not mean that it comes easy.
Very true.
And I would go on the record as saying, with the years of experience that I have in the last 8 years being fully immersed into entrepreneurship, so I ain't got no covering. The covering I got is God himself.
And that's all about being a true entrepreneur. So before you go to the next point, give your information, your contact information, and then after I give my information, we're going to go to commercial, then we'll be back. Okay,
sounds good. Sounds good. Once again, this is Leroy Allen of the Life Enhancement Consulting Group and the Life Enhancement Coaching Institute. And we are a company that drives by way of a phrase that pays, which says that we don't teach you anything to know. We teach you everything to do. And in that regard, you can go to the lifeenhancementconsultinggroup.com or you can go to leroyallen.net and find all information pertaining to the Life Enhancement Consulting Group and the Life Enhancement Coaching Institute and anything that you want to know about Leroy Allen.
Great. And I'm Karen Baker from Casey Baker and Associates, and I have a insurance brokerage firm, and we are focused on making sure that your financial health is truly in order. And we're going to be right back after this commercial. See you soon.
Absolutely.
Hello, my name is Karen Baker, founder and owner of Casey Baker and Associates. Casey Baker and Associates focuses on promoting financial security through ensuring financial wellness. Our vision is to foster financial wellness by serving the community, teaching wealth-building strategies to all communities, and developing mentorship programs for the young individuals. Casey Baker and Associates takes an educational approach so that everyone in the community can understand the concepts that help to improve financial literacy. As a financial advisor with over 2 decades of experience, I plan to use my expertise to serve you and your financial wellness needs. I am an established author of business and financial articles. This includes writing articles for It's Your Business Quarterly magazine for over 10 years. I also served as the ambassador for the Prince George's County Chamber of Commerce for many years. I am a certified financial education instructor and business leader who is ready to work with you and the wealth-credentialed Casey Baker & Associates team to help you achieve your financial goals. Join us so we can help you, like we have helped thousands of others by connecting with us at www.caseybakerandassociates.com. Welcome back to Let's Talk Money with KC and my amazing guest today, Mr. Leroy Allen from the Life Enhancement Coaching Institute. And we've had a ball going over what his services can help you as a professional as well as a business owner. And we talked about entrepreneurship, and we talked about, the ups and the downs, and making sure that you stay focused and making sure that, you understand if this is your purpose, this is your vision, and knowing, how to stay focused. Yeah. So I want to ask Mr. Leroy, what's going on? What projects are happening in 2020 for you?
Okay, that's a very good question, and I'm excited to be able to answer that question, Karen. The first is a book that will be out in April of 2020 called Unplugged Potential. I made mention to it early on in the show. I'm truly excited about it. Okay. In fact, I'm calling it a New York Times bestseller long before it even hit the market.
Amen.
You know how we like to speak.
Speak it into existence.
Indeed. So I'm giving it permission to take wheels and run. Okay. In that regard. The second one project that we're working on is the Life Enhancement Business and Networking event of PG County. Okay. I'm extremely excited about that, where our mission with that is just simply to serve as a connecting bridge for professionals to come together and utilize the tools and resources of everybody in the room to make life easy. Okay. That's our mission statement with that. And then, of course, we have 2 programs that we started building on. One is called Leadership and Employee Engagement, where we will contract out to small, medium, and large companies, just as we're doing now. We have put that in position, that particular program in position, that not only will it become a live presentation, but it's going to become an online presentation as well. And that's called Leadership and Employee Engagement. And then we also have Leadership and Student Life Engagement, where in return, just as we're doing now, we're going to contract out to colleges and universities all around the country in that regard, and have them to be a participant of that particular online program as well as live program as well. So those are the 3 programs that we're working on currently, that's going to come out in 2020, and we are, as they say, hallelujah, happy, and thank you, Jesus, glad because of it.
Okay. So let me ask you, so the courses that you have right now, are they all classroom, or it's a combination of live and online?
It's a combination of all 3. We have, for an example, we have a 2-day seminar approach. All right, where we rent out a hotel and that sort of thing, and we have what we call laser focused teaching. Laser focused teaching and coaching. And then we have an online presence for which comes in the form of a home study program, where you can go online and just have yourself a good time. And have access to our online learning and resource center at the same time. And then we have a telephone conference style, where we invite 5 or 6 persons at a time to come online to study and to share and to grow together, where in return we create a shared experience. So before I have you give your information again, I just want to kind of go over again some of the services that your institute carries, and one of them is personal growth, professional development, relationship coaching, communication skills, confidence and personal power, inner peace, achieving balance, health and weight issues, organization and product services. So again, this is for really anyone in business, as well as the owners of the business. I'm assuming that this is something that they can take for their, whether it's their management staff, their sales staff. That's exactly right.
If they're in communications and you're doing a lot of presentations and things like that, if you're in an industry where you do a lot of speaking, and you have, everybody can't do this. Everybody cannot, be on TV and talk. There are people who are actually afraid to get up on the stage and speak. They can speak in front of the mirror, but when it comes down to sitting in front of 10, 20, hundreds, thousands of people, they can't do it. So
that's exactly right.
This is for everyone, correct?
It's for everybody. It's for any and everybody who have a willing heart to learn and to discover, not just discover things, but to discover, most importantly, them. Because you see, Karen, one thing is for certain, and as a friend of mine would say, 2 things is for sure. One of the greatest investments that whether it's you, myself, or for all those under the sound of our voice can make is within ourselves.
You're right.
And the second one is within other people. You cannot be so much of a giver of life to the point where you give life to the job, the school, the church, the community, and you starve to death. No. That doesn't work that way. And so what we're saying is come with a desired heart to learn and to discover more about you. Because as my spiritual mother would say, and I said this earlier, that is, it's a right way, a wrong way, and a more excellent way of doing everything that you do. And the moment you move away from that, come talk to me.
Right. So, Mr. Allen, give your information once again so that folks can get in contact with you.
All right. Once again, my website, which contains all my information, from the phone number to the address to email, would be leroyallen.net, or you can go to lifeenhancementconsultinggroup.com, and there you will find, once again, all information pertaining to Leroy Allen and the wonderful services that we offer.
Wonderful. Okay, so, and I'm Karen, KC from KC Baker and Associates, and I have a insurance brokerage firm here in the Washington metropolitan area. One office is at the National Harbor, and the other is in Tyson's Corner. Any money challenges that you have for the future, that's where you would contact us at 1-866-586-9522, or you can contact me at www.kcbakerandassociates.com, or you can email me at karen@kcbakerandassociates.com, or you can find me on LinkedIn or Facebook, Karen Baker or KC Baker and Associates. So, Mr. Allen,
yes, ma'am.
If you had to give our audience just a tip of how to bring all of this together, because remember we talked about the balance and making sure, mind, body, and soul.
Yes.
And making sure that you don't grind 24/7,
Right.
being able to go through this journey and always learning.
Yes.
Okay, staying focused and
Yes.
making sure that this is truly your purpose.
Yes.
Because you want to stand in your purpose.
Absolutely.
You want to be able to love what you're doing.
Yes.
So if you had to go into something and tell a new entrepreneur, or even an entrepreneur that's been doing something for 10, 12, 15 years, what would that tip be?
The tip that I would say to emerging as well as seasoned entrepreneurs is this: give yourself permission to do you. Give yourself permission to date you. Give yourself permission to write your own story rather than reading about somebody else's story. Because your story needs to be heard. Your story needs to be forecast. Your story needs to be identified. And the more and more that you come into your own as it relates to who you are, where you're going, and how you want to get there, the better you will be. Because at the end of the day, it's all or nothing when it comes to you. So one of the greatest investments that you will ever make is within you. And the second one is within other people.
Very true. So now, why should a professional, we talked about all of the things that you can do and
Yes.
how you can help them.
Yes.
Okay. What makes the Life Enhancement Coaching Institute stand above all these other institutes that are out there?
Well, Karen, I want to say, because we better than 99.5 of them. I want to say that, but I ain't going to say that. I ain't going to say that. Although I want to, I ain't going to say that. I don't want to disrupt nothing.
Okay.
I ain't going to say that.
Okay.
What I will say is this. Karen. We talk and we teach on what we have the right to talk and teach about. As I said, as a student of Dale Carnegie Professional Speaking and Leadership School, they said, Leroy, when you speak and when you teach, you speak and you talk about what you have a right to speak and talk about, which means that you have experienced it. All right? Which brings me into a right now focus with a phrase that we model and give special attention to within the Life Enhancement Consulting Group and the Life Enhancement Coaching Institute, where we say we don't teach you anything to know. We teach you everything to do in that regard. And then along with that, we are one out of every institute that offers more than one course. Okay. We offer a certified life coach course. We offer an executive leadership coach course. We offer a Christian development course. Okay. We offer a relationship course. We offer a certified public speaking course. And we also offer entrepreneurs an opportunity to discover how they can obtain business credit and funding for their business with the use of their EIN number and not their social security number. Okay. So we're teachable as it relates to what we know and what we have experienced, which makes it that our teachability index is of such that we can even learn from a child.
Okay, well, we're almost at the end of the show, so I'd like for you to give your information one more time so that they know how to get in contact with you.
All right. Once again, my name is Leroy Allen of the Life Enhancement Consulting Group and the Life Enhancement Coaching Institute. And you can find all information pertaining to all of the services that we render to small, medium, large companies and individuals on LeroyAllen.net and on the LifeEnhancementConsultingGroup.com, where you will find, once again, all information pertaining to what we do, how we do it, and how we can most impact your life.
And I am Karen Baker from KC Baker and Associates. We enhance your financial wellness. So that doesn't mean it means anything with money, future money. Okay, we will be able to bring something to you next week. If you have any questions about what you've heard today, you can get in contact with Leroy. You can actually email me at karen@kcbakerandassociates.com. Thank you so much for watching us, and we will see you next time. Bye now.
Bye-bye.